Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. For today's video, we are going to be taking a look at what your kids will be like, alright? We have 4 piles here. If you guys are new, pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So feel free to pause this video for a moment if you need some time to meditate on which of these piles you feel the most drawn to. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thanks for watching, and without further ado, let's start with group 1. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this crystal or this pile, welcome. This is the reading for you guys. Let's just jump right into it. Let's find out what your kids will be like. So we'll start off with your tarot. Okay, so we have the 4 of Cups, the Strength card, Death, as well as the Knight of Cups. Interesting, guys. Okay. Okay, the first thing I'm going to say with the 4 of Cups is that your kids will really, or your kid will really look up to you. Like, they will have blind faith in you. They will have a lot of faith in you that you can do anything, okay? They will think you're like a super mom or a super dad. They will really look up to you a lot and have a lot of trust and faith in you, all right? That your kid will also be a dreamer as well. They'll have a huge imagination, and they'll have like high hopes for their future and for life in general. You'll have a really hopeful, optimistic kid here. And then with strength, your kid will have a lot of strength, be very determined. Your kid will have a strong will. They will not take no for an answer. This could be a problem at certain times where they can be really stubborn, or they will want something so badly that they just won't take no, you know? I feel like your kid will be very stubborn, but also very determined. So it can be a good thing or a bad thing. And then we have Death here. So I feel like if you chose this pile, you will have a really intense relationship with your kid. You guys will be very close, probably do a lot of stuff together. You'll have a very strong bond and relationship. They'll love you to death, okay? Your kid they would do anything for you, and I'm sure likewise as well. And your kid will have an intensity about them. They will probably be very charming, magnetic, definitely when it comes to getting what they want, but in general, I can see that your kid will have an intense like personality and character. They might be a bit dramatic at times, okay? You could have a kid who has a flair for the dramatics or who likes to act, maybe. I'm also getting that your kid will probably have a strong connection to animals. We have the lion here, these ravens. Your kid will definitely beg you for a pet or multiple pets. But I feel like your kid will have a natural affinity for animals. And they'll be very sensitive. We do have, like with the 4 of Cups and the Knight of Cups, I think your kid will be very emotional. Like, they will want to be very open with you about their feelings, and they will go to you to talk about their feelings or their problems in general. They'll have a lot of trust in you, and you will probably have a very strong emotional like bond with your kid. You guys will be able to bond over a lot of different things. Like, even if you guys are different or have different interests in things, you will still be able to do activities together and enjoy that emotional comfort and intensity, okay? Also with the Knight of Cups, your kid will really love helping you out. I'm just picturing like if you are into gardening or something like that, you in the garden and your kid, kind of sitting on a stool, waiting to help you, like, look for something or just help you out. I feel like if you chose this pile, your kid will be very helpful. They will really love being like a good kid for you, helping you out in the kitchen, in the garden, with simple chores and stuff. I feel like this kid won't really mind doing chores, so that's actually really cool. Okay, so let's get into your oracle cards. Okay, so we have crystal ball, clarity, as well as pendulum, decision. Okay, so with crystal ball, your kid will have a lot of faith in the universe. Maybe you guys will bring up your kid in church or with some like religious or spiritual practice that really teaches them about spirituality. I feel like your kid will have a strong connection to whatever faith or like spiritual practice that you pass on to them. Even if you guys are like atheists or not religious at all, I feel like your kid will still have a strong like faith in the universe, okay? With crystal ball here, your kid does have a lot of hopes and dreams. Like the world is their oyster. They really feel or will feel like anything is possible. And with their determination, honestly, anything is possible. You guys are definitely like the determined kid pile here. But also your kid can be very soft as well. Again, like they will love spending time with you, going on vacations together, going to the movies with you. And also I feel like they won't be embarrassed to be seen with you, especially when they get older. They'll actually like going out with you and spending time with you. So yeah. And then with pendulum, decision, I do get the feeling like there will be some important decisions that either you have to make or that they have to make. There could be a bit of tension between you and your kid when it comes to control, okay? And that's what I'm seeing with strength and death, because both of these energies are associated with fixed signs, so Leo and Scorpio. And with that, your relationship with your kid might have challenges relating to control. So, for instance, you wanting to make a lot of the decisions for your kid versus them wanting more control over their life, okay? That is something that could be a challenge. But also at the same time, because this kid will really want that emotional closeness with you and vulnerability, I feel like they also won't mind the protectiveness. I feel like you guys will be very protective over your kid for sure. Okay, let's get some more oracle cards for you guys. Okay, so we have the mirror. It says, know thyself, self-examination, seeing who you really are, as well as sacrifice. There are those worth making, and there are those that will destroy you. Okay, with sacrifice, your kid they'll think that you made a lot of sacrifices for them, like whether you end up doing that or not. Again, they will really look up to you in such a strong way that, like my parent can't do any wrong. My parent is like the perfect parent and loves me more than any other kid. This kid will really feel that sense of love and all or nothing with this relationship, especially because we have death and strength here. I feel like if you chose this pile, your bond with your kid will be so strong. They feel like you would do anything for them. And also, likewise, I feel like your kid is definitely willing to sacrifice for you as well. And with the mirror, I get the feeling like your kid will be just like you. They will be a mirror image of you. Maybe really like physically, they will look just like you. or just the traits. Like if some of the traits I've been describing, you're like, that sounds like me, then you should know, like, it's meant to be. Like, your kid will be a mirror reflection of you. They might even go a similar life path as you, like a similar career, or I just really feel like they'll look just like you. They'll be like a mirror reflection of you physically. They'll look just like you, which is really cool. But I feel like definitely both of you guys are strong-willed, like you and your kid. You'll have like a power bond with you and your kid. It's almost like a Stormy Kylie relationship here where they'll see you as like the ideal mommy or daddy and be like, you know, no one can say shit about my parent. You know, they will defend you for sure. A weird message is coming through about your kid's birth. I do feel like your kid will be born maybe like in a lightning storm or under really like strange circumstances. I don't know why that's coming through, but if you chose this pile, definitely I don't want to say like be wary of anything, but I feel like your kid might be born like under some stressful or like foreboding circumstances. And I know that sounds weird, but also with the death, it's a similar vibe where, like, against all odds, you might think that you're not able to have kids or that it will be a miscarriage or there will be some kind of foreboding thing happening, I feel like, before your kid is born, or that gives you that feeling, right? But there is this feeling with this pile that this kid will be brought into the world against all odds, or that they might like succeed against all odds, that you will have a really powerful bond with your kid, okay? So yeah. And then the last cards we have are Silencing the Mind as well as Imagination. Okay, so with Silencing the Mind, I think your kid will have a really peaceful energy. Like, they'll make you feel really peaceful and relaxed. Again, I'm just picturing like you in a garden with your kid and them helping you out and it being like a really peaceful vibe. They'll put you at ease. They'll love helping you, doing things with you again. Or even like in the kitchen, I could see you and your kid like baking together. I feel like whenever you're with your kid, though, you both will feel really at peace, very emotionally, like, secure. And also, it's the same thing with the Knight of Cups here. This is a very reassuring energy of safety, of being able to feel, like, receptive. Your kid will always be there to listen to your problems. They won't be, like, biased or like, oh, I'm having a bad day, so I don't want to hear what's going on with you type of thing. No, like your kid could be having a really bad day, but they would still be able to find it in their heart to listen to what you have to say and to give you a kiss or a hug. Like, nothing could get in the way of your guys' relationship. You're gonna have a really strong bond with your kid, and it's gonna be like a power bond moment, especially when you both are seen out in public together, you know? Whether you're like a mom or a dad, being seen with your kid, people will see you guys and be like, wow, like no one's getting in the way of their relationship, you know, like no one can break that bond. And then with Imagination, again, your kid will be very imaginative. As I said earlier, they will have a lot of faith, ambitions in life. They will be very optimistic for the most part. But your kid will have a really creative streak. They might be a bit more on the side of the humanities, like doing art, history. They will love poetry and music, that's for sure. Especially if you guys can play like the same instrument, play like a duet. I'm also seeing that. But yeah, your kid will have a huge imagination. They're a dreamer. Like, if you chose this pile, your kid is that forever dreamer who's like blindly optimistic and believes that things will work out. And they will take that into your relationship, and it will really make both of you guys, again, feel that sense of security and just optimism, okay? That's really what I'm getting. They have a really contagious energy and it will definitely rub off on you with the Four of Cups and the Strength. They might make you feel inspired or make you feel more imaginative. But yeah, I feel like your kid will be very charismatic, have a really strong presence here, especially with Strength. And their energy will rub off on you, like it will. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what your kid will be like, okay? Okay, so we have first house. Yeah, the first house is definitely the house of appearances. So your kid will probably resemble you, like physically they'll look just like you. They'll have a really strong physical presence. They might be a bit taller or just look very well built and powerful, okay? And with Leo, this is the same energy that we have here with Strength. Your kid might be a Leo. They could have some strong Leo in their chart. Or they'll just be very charismatic, creative, determined. Again, they will probably be very stubborn and have a strong will. But then again, I think you are too. And a lot of your own traits you will pass down to your kid. Okay? And then lastly, with Saturn, your kid will be very ambitious. Again, that determination and stubbornness will take them far in life. I think your kid will be very successful and live up to your name, like as your kid. Also with Saturn, it's possible that your kid might fulfill some dreams that you had that you were never able to accomplish. So if you ever wanted to like play a particular instrument or play a particular sport, it's also possible that your kid will fulfill that dream for you, okay? So yeah, these are the main things I'm receiving for this pile. So I will leave it at that for now. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense. If you guys did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 2, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this beautiful crystal or this pile, this is your reading. Let's just dive right into it and see what your kids will be like. So we'll start off with your tarot. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles, or the King of Coins. The Queen of Coins. Ooh, okay. The Six of Coins. As well as the Emperor. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have like both the King and the Queen of Coins here. This is pretty cool. So we have a lot of earth energy. The coins, also known as pentacles traditionally, are associated with the element of earth. So your kid might have some strong earth in their chart. They could end up being an earth sign. We also have the Emperor here. This is Aries energy, like strong Aries energy. So if you chose this pile, your kids will be high achievers, okay? They will really relish in achieving their goals, making money, like making you proud, okay? If you chose this pile, your kid will really make you proud and be very successful out in the real world, okay? Also, what I'm seeing is that this kid will have very good balance because we have the King and the Queen, so they'll have a good balance of like feminine and masculine energies. Also, same thing here with the Six of Coins. We have this scale, so your kid will be very balanced and adept in a lot of different areas. So like they could be very good at sports, but also be very artistic, or they could be very creative but also scientific at the same time, okay? I get the feeling like your kid will be very good at math. They could probably do your math for you. Like you would not need to help your kid with homework. Like they could definitely figure it out. I feel like your kid will be very good with numbers, with money. They'll also be very obedient here. Like they will know their place in the household because we do have the king and the queen. So I think your kid will be very obedient and very good at like following the rules and knowing how to get around them as well and kind of manipulate them. With the emperor, your kid might be a bit authoritative. They will definitely be strong-willed and ambitious, okay? It's also possible that you might spoil your kid here. We do have, with all the coins, your kid might be accustomed to like getting their way a lot of the time. So yeah, that is one thing to watch out for if you chose this pile. Don't spoil your kid too much to where they would be like selfish or greedy. I do get the feeling though that your kid will be able to like take care of you. They will love to like manage things for you. This kid will go far in their career. They will probably end up as like a CEO or in some position of authority. They are natural leaders, okay? Your kid might also be popular in school here. That is a message that's coming through because I feel like they know how to play the system and kind of bend the rules to their favor. So, yeah, definitely watch out for that if you chose this pile. But they will be very well balanced again. They will be very good at multiple subjects. And you won't have to teach them much. I feel like your kid will be self-taught in many different avenues. So like they could learn to teach themselves a sport or a language. You know, I feel like your kid actually has the discipline and the work ethic to be able to do something like that all on their own. Let's get into your oracle cards for more info. Okay, so we have crystals, healing, as well as geomancy, patience. Yes, geomancy. Okay, your kid will be very patient till they get what they want. But also with that, I think comes good like money skills. Your kid will be very good at saving and managing their money and building it up and maybe like investing in it. They might even teach you stuff about that, honestly, but I feel like your kid will end up better off financially than you are. Or like it will be because you spoil them, but either way, your kid will, there is just a strong emphasis on money because we have the coins here. With this card though, again, I'm getting strong like mathematician vibes. Also, your kid might win the spelling bee too. It's giving me just strong student, like successful student energy here. Like your kid will definitely thrive in school. They're a natural student. They do love learning about like earth sciences, science in general. And they're just very good at numbers. They'll love puzzles, word searches, anything relating to like numbers or like using their brain to solve like equations, okay? Your kid will be very smart in a logical sense. And then with crystals, healing, I think your kid will be able to help you heal a lot, like on a physical level. As I said, they will like to take care of you and kind of nurse you in a way. So if there are times in your life where you end up being like sick or, you know, in the hospital, your kid will be there for you every day, maybe bringing you like crystals, coffee, flowers. They will love doing those little like Virgo service, acts of service for you, okay? Your kid will, they'll probably have some strong earth in their chart. They will love doing little acts of service and being helpful to you in general, okay? But they will definitely help you heal a lot, especially physically. You'll find a lot of healing in this relationship with your kid. Okay, so for your mermaid oracle cards, we have the Selkie and her skin. It says reclaiming your authenticity, as well as vulnerability. Ooh, guys, it says Open your heart, allow yourself to be tender. Okay, this is a weird message. I don't know why it came through, but I feel like your kid might be like physically vulnerable. Maybe they'll be like on the shorter side, or they will have like physical vulnerabilities in some way. Or maybe like they will be sick as a child and then they'll grow up like compensating for that. I do feel like your kid will definitely be like compensating for something. We do have the Emperor here, and that this is kind of like that flexing card, you know, where you need to be strong, you need to not be weak and stuff like that. So your kid might just in general have trouble with vulnerability, and it could stem from something in their appearance or just in general them wanting to not be seen as vulnerable or as weak, okay? So it's important for your kid to feel like they can mess up or make a mistake from time to time. Otherwise, you guys will just end up with the perfect kid that has a hard time being anything else, you know? That is something I feel like to watch out for with this pile is don't put too high of expectations on your kid, or rather just like be careful what you wish for, because it might actually like backfire and your kid will end up exactly like that, but they won't be as emotionally empathetic, okay? And then with the Selkie and her skin, I do get the sense that your kid will have a lot of friends, a lot of support through their relationships. They will find that. I just really feel like your kid will thrive in school. Like they will have a lot of friends and they'll be able to feel like they can be a kid in a way. Like they can be authentic, they can be weird if they're weird, or find their crowd rather. I think that is a big thing for your kid, is to feel like they fit in, you know? So having the right friend group or the right people in their life that make them feel not ashamed or not selfish for being who they really are, all right? Okay, so for your last oracle cards, we have Life's Purpose as well as Energy of Love. Ooh, okay guys, this is so sweet. There's a really nurturing vibe here that I get with your kid, but more so just the relationship that you'll have with your kid. You will be nurturing them a lot and they will be doing the same likewise. You know, like they'll want to take care of you just as much as you're taking care of them. So it's kind of funny, but I feel like your relationship with your kid will be more of like a friend to friend relationship, you know, as opposed to them just being like your baby. I do feel like you're raising an adult here with this pile. You're raising like an emperor. So as much as you'll love taking care of them and doing stuff for them, they will also just love returning the favor for you, okay? There is that energy. It's very sweet though too. I also feel like both of you guys will be very honest with each other. There is a rawness to this relationship and to your kid in general. I think they'll be very trustworthy. They will be very honest and open with you as long as you give them space and don't put like too high of expectations on them, you know? But there's nothing you need to worry about as far as that goes. I think your kid will definitely be very successful. They'll grow up to have an enriching profession, and whatever it is, like, it will be their calling, okay? I feel like your kid has the reason why they love to manage things and, like, with the Emperor, just be in control is because they have a strong sense of purpose in life and what they're here to do. And I feel like your kid will always be on this journey of reclaiming their authenticity and learning about vulnerability, okay? So yeah, I do feel like your kid will grow up feeling love, support, and never like there was lack of anything, like money or resources. They will always feel that sense of like security and having enough, okay? So I think that will teach them to be equally as generous with others, okay? And healing is a big thing for this kid, okay? They will love healing people. Maybe they'll end up being like a doctor or something like that. But yeah, okay, guys. So the last thing I'm going to do is roll the astro dice to get any last information on what your kid will be like. Okay, so we have Libra, Jupiter, and 11th house. Ooh, okay. With Libra, your kid will love being generous. It's the same thing with Jupiter here. I feel like your kid will always feel that sense of luck, abundance, expansion in their life. And with Libra here, again, your kid will be very social. I do feel like they will be popular. They'll have a large group of friends at school or just in general. I think your kid will really value their relationships and also service. They will love like doing things for others. Your kid will, like, even though they can be controlling or they love to manage things, I do feel though with this Libra energy, like they believe they're doing it for the right reasons. So even if your kid at times, like you're wondering, are they like being selfish or not? Their heart is in the right place and they are doing what they believe to be right for everyone and for the greatest good, okay? So your kid will have a strong sense of morals and like doing the right thing, okay? And then with 11th house, this is the house of networking. So, and also this is associated with one's higher goals and like dreams in life. So again, your kid will be very tapped into their sense of purpose, what they're here to do, their ambitions and larger goals for life. That will be very important for this kid. And also they'll love figuring life out on their own time and doing things their own way as well. So this kid will probably be very independent. They will love learning about like how to be responsible and self-sufficient, all right? So yeah, these are the main things I'm receiving for this pile, so I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense. If you guys did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 3, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this Aquamarine or this pile, welcome. This is for you. So let's start off with your tarot and then we'll get into your oracle cards. Okay, so we have the Three of Swords, the Page of Coins, the Ace of Cups, as well as the Knight of Wands. Cool, guys. Okay. So with the Three of Swords, I do think that your kid will go through a lot of ups and downs in their life. Possibly in their early years, they might have trouble with relationships or with people in authority telling them like what to do. This kid seems more like non-conventional, okay? And I also am getting like Peter Pan vibes. I think your kid will be, they will love being a child. They will be a forever child in your eyes. Like even when they're grown up or they're an adult, you'll still only see them like in their child's hood image, you know? I am getting strong Peter Pan vibes here, especially if you do have a boy. They will love games. I think your kid might be a bit slower to mature. But they will be really fun, okay? There's a really fun energy about this pile. And with the Ace of Cups, I think your kid will be a strong vessel for like knowledge. They will love absorbing new information, new activities. Your kid will always be open-minded in their life. They will love exploring different points of view, different ways of doing things. They might also be just very changeable. They might change their mind a lot about different things, or like go back and forth between different activities or like career paths that they have. But yeah, with the Ace of Cups, I do feel like your kid will, they'll be very innocent. There is an innocent feel with this pile, especially with the Page of Coins and the Ace of Cups. I do think that your kid will be very sweet and non-assuming about the ways of the world. They will always have like a childlike curiosity and sense of adventure to them. I do get that your kid will be very adventurous, even more so than the other piles. There is a strong energy of like exploration here, also with the Knight of Wands. Oh wait, sorry, this is the King of Wands. Did I say this was the Knight of Wands? Shit. Sorry guys, this is the King of Wands. But still, it's kind of a similar energy, like the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands. It's still a like trailblazing, really fiery, creative energy, I would say. The King of Wands is all about standing strong in your identity. It's also really passionate energy. So your kid will probably have a lot of passions, a lot of different interests. They might also be really into sports. I do get that. The Wands energy, especially the King of Wands, can be faster paced and more inclined towards like physical action. So, you know, sports, contact, sports, things like that, okay? I also just got the image of like an orca swimming, almost like a dolphin. I feel like your kid will, yeah, like they'll kind of bounce around from different like subjects, different things throughout their life, but I feel like they'll always come back to this childhood like way of thinking and just being ever curious about how the world works, okay? All right, let's take a look at your oracle cards. So we have Candle, Illumination, as well as Dowsing Rods, Seeker. Yes, okay. With Dowsing Rods, your kid is definitely very adventurous. They will love finding new hideouts, building forts, playing games with neighborhood kids. I do get the feeling like your kid will, like even when they're in their late teens, or I don't know, if they're like an adult, they will still be just as playful and adventurous and building forts probably. I also get the sense with this card that maybe your kid will go down a path in life that not many people do. So like whether that's with their career or they move to a different country that's really like unique or just different. I do get the feeling like your kid, because they are that adventurous, they would go to a completely foreign country and learn its customs. Yeah, like the word archaeology is coming to mind. Maybe they will love learning about history and ancient civilizations, possibly. But more so with this card, I just get travel, adventure. They will love to travel, okay? And go on road trips or vacations with you. And then with Candle, Illumination, I get the sense that your kid will bring out, or rather like illuminate, a side of yourself that you usually aren't tapped into. So that could be your own sense of adventure or creativity, perhaps. Maybe your kid will encourage you to do more activities with them, maybe like join in on their games or maybe some sports that they do. I feel like your kid will always be asking you like, hey, do you want to play too? Like they would want you to join in and have just as much fun as they are having, okay? This is a really fun pile. I think your kid will just love costumes, dressing up. I think they'll have a really fun childhood, especially with the King of Wands here. This is just giving me strong Peter Pan vibes. Okay, let's take a look at your mermaid oracle cards. Okay, so we have the magic of the Kohelan Druid, as well as the return of Aphrodite. Ooh, okay, so with this card, your kid might be like good looking. For some of you guys, I almost get the sense like if you have twins or if you have like two boys or two girls, that like they would be really good looking, have like the same like eye color, maybe have like gorgeous blue eyes or freckles or something like that. I do get the feeling like for some of you guys, you might have twins or you'll just have like a kid who's really good looking, okay? The return of Aphrodite, she's the goddess of beauty. We all know that. So, and also love as well, but the message that's more strongly coming through is that your kid will just be really good looking and have inherited more classically ideal like features that are considered more handsome or more beautiful, all right? And then with the magic of the Kohelan Druid, I get the sense that your kid will have their own unique style, like fashion sense, or just their own like unique style and way of doing things. They might be really fashionable, they might be really into their appearance, and like experimenting with their look, like changing up their hair color, or they might honestly get some tattoos without you knowing. There is something about this energy that just screams like rebellious, you know, especially when it comes to their appearance. So again, like they will have their own distinct sense of fashion and just style all around. And also they might adopt different like customs or ways of grooming that are like foreign, again, because I think your kid will be very into like travel and exploring other cultures. Okay, let's take a look at your last oracle cards. So we have limitation is power. It says lean into your limitations, as well as work of art, be the portrait of divine beauty. Okay, so yeah, this is the same thing that I was saying earlier with this Aphrodite card. Your kid, I'm just picking up on beauty, okay? Like your kid will be very beautiful. Honestly, they might look nothing like you, or they could just have a really different sense of fashion than you do. That is something that I'm picking up on, that your kid would purposely like try to differentiate themselves from the crowd, okay? And also they will be very creative. This is a work of art, so your kid will have a thing for aesthetics, okay? That is a big theme with this pile, and with them being really into their appearance and their own sense of style. Your kid will probably pursue a career that is in line with their creativity and their vision of art and aesthetics, okay? So they might be a painter, a poet. They could end up being like a fashion designer or like a creative director of some sort. They also might go into advertising or like, you know, branding, because I feel like your kid will be really good at just like design in general and working with aesthetics. And then with limitation is power, I do feel like your kid will have some limitations early in life. As I said, they might have some trouble with relationships or kind of people not really like getting them or being misunderstood. They might go through periods where they're like a loner or where they need to rely on themselves solely for security or financial independence, okay? Also, maybe some of your, not for all of you, but maybe for some of you, your kid might have like a learning disability. As I said, I feel like they might be a bit on the slower side to mature or develop, but not necessarily. That's like a really specific message. But I do think that they will have limitations relating to either their relationships or their sense of like independence and expressing themselves in their most authentic way. So they might have to learn from an early age like how to use money. This is also something that I'm getting with the Page of Coins, because this is the student card in the sense of the apprentice who's learning about like money. Okay, the coins always deal with money and material assets. Okay, so I think it would be really good to encourage your kid to get a job from an early age, or to like sell their art, or do something where it's like they can turn their passions into like financial gain, or just gain more independence financially through their hobbies or whatever it is that they're really passionate about. Okay, but your kid will have a lot of passion, a lot of love for life, a lot of adventure and curiosity. Okay, they will love to learn a lot about things that are very different from them, and they will always be seeking that kind of excitement and wonder that they get from finding out something new, either about themselves or about the world. Okay, I'm also picking up on National Geographic, so I don't know why, but maybe your kid will love like photography. Maybe they will end up being a writer, or yeah, like something about National Geographic. And travel is coming through, so definitely look out for that, okay? Alright, the last thing I'm gonna do for you guys is roll the Astro Dice to get any last minute info on what your kid or kids will be like. Okay, so we have third house, Leo, and Saturn. Okay, so with the third house here, this is the house of communication and short distance travel. So your kid will have that energy, like that Gemini energy of being really curious, okay? They will have a strong sense of curiosity, and they will enjoy learning about the world and learning about larger topics. You know, they might pay attention to the news, or they will just love games. They will love being a child. I think they are a natural child. We do have Leo here, so very about their appearance, very much about like the way they look, their aesthetics. They might be like really good looking again, and they will be very creative, very passionate about life and like the activities and hobbies that they're into. And I think that they will bring that out in you again, like with this candle illumination card. They will bring out that inner child in you as well. I'm getting that both of you guys will do really childish things together. You will love like playing games with your kid, dressing up, going to the theater. Honestly, I think your kid would really love that. They do seem to really like music, art in general. So honestly, like take your kid to see a play, or get them like involved in some kind of community art like festival. Sign them up for summer camps. I do feel like your kid really just would enjoy things like that, where they can be very social and just have a fun time being themselves and being very creative and express themselves like artistically, okay? And then with Saturn, Saturn is a planet of limitations. So again, like your kid might be a bit slower to develop or mature, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means that I think they will grow up to be more responsible and more independent, especially financially, because of the slower growth and the setbacks that they had, especially earlier in life, pertaining to like their finances or like their relationships with others in general. I feel like they will have to learn how to rely on themselves and be self-sufficient in that way. But yeah, this overall is a very fun pile. Your kid will be very adventurous, curious, probably good looking. They will make life funner for you, if anything. I don't feel like your kid will be a burden to you in any way. I do think that they will inspire your own inner child and creativity to come out, all right? So yeah, these are the main things I'm receiving for this pile, so I will leave it at that. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey group 4, for all of you who chose this beautiful carnelian crystal. Nice choice, guys. Okay, let's see what your kid will be like. Okay, so we'll start off with your tarot. We have the Star, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Wands, as well as Justice. All right. Okay, so we have some strong air energy here. Your kid might be an air sign, so Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. The Star is associated with Aquarius, and then Justice is Libra. So to start off with the Star, your kid will see things differently. I do get that your kid will be very intuitive. We do have two women here that are blindfolded, so when I think about that, I think of being able to see something that other people overlook. Being blindfolded, as Justice is always portrayed, means being able to be unbiased, okay? So your kid will be very objective. I do think that justice will be very important to them, so your kid might end up going into like a profession that involves that, so like being a lawyer or a judge, or even politics perhaps. But yeah, I do get that your kid will be very knowledgeable, okay? With the Star, this is symbolic of Aquarius, the water bearer. And the meaning behind that image is that the water bearer is pouring that information like onto humanity, sharing like information with people. So I think your kid will not just love learning about things, but definitely like applying them to their life and sharing this information with others, okay? I do get the feeling like your kid would start like a club or like a group that focuses on like activism or educating people on things in the community or like important issues, okay? Because again, like fairness will be very important to this kid. I also feel with the Five of Wands that you might get into a lot of arguments with your kid. Or perhaps like at school, your kid will encounter a lot of people who like treat them unfairly, or they will start fights with people because they have this high sense of doing the right thing, okay? So with this kid, like if you do find yourself getting into arguments a lot with your kid, just know that it's not over something petty. Most of the time it's because they view something as being unfair or not right, okay? This person will get into a lot of arguments because it's about the principle of something, okay? They're not mad at like what happened, but rather like why it happened, why someone was allowed to do something like this, okay? This kid is very like conscientious of that. I just get that sense strongly here. And again, with these women being blindfolded, I just feel like your kid will teach you a lot about seeing different points of view, different perspectives, and they will show you things through their eyes that other people overlook or just are blind to, okay? Let's get into your oracle cards. Okay, so we have astrology, destiny, as well as oracle, which is wisdom. Ooh, okay. Astrologically, you guys might have some similar placements, or your kid might have some interesting stuff going on in their birth chart. With destiny, though, I do feel the sense that your kid has a very innate sense of purpose and like what they should be doing in life, okay? Your kid will love like activism, protesting, doing things for the greater good of humanity, okay? Your kid will be very selfless in that way. They would want to dedicate their lives to teaching or doing something in the law or like the Peace Corps. I don't know why that came through, but it did. Like going to different countries, like humanitarian efforts, okay? That is something that's really going to be big with your kid, I feel like, because of the star energy. And because of the Five of Wands, I think this person wants to, or sorry, your kid. I keep saying this person. Maybe your kid is more of like a person than a kid. I'm not really picking up on them being childish in a traditional, way. But they will want to like rewrite a lot of these wrongs or a lot of these conflicts that are going on in the world, okay? So, yeah, I'm just getting like Greta Thunberg vibes. Your kid will have a lot of issues that they're really passionate about. Like it could be animals, it could be climate change, it might be peace, okay? But your kid will feel really inspired to take action in that kind of way. Also, with wisdom, I think over the course of your lifetime, or sorry, their lifetime, maybe your lifetime, your kid will grow to be very wise, okay? I think your kid will be very intuitive, in tune with other people's dreams, and they have, again, like this huge scale in their mind of like what's right and what's not right, okay? So also, again, like if you do ever find yourself getting into like petty arguments with your kid, just remember that they would not be wanting to fight with you at all unless it was over something that they believe to be like not right or not fair, okay? And I think your kid, again, because they are very objective and they look at things through an unbiased lens, they pick up on things like patterns that other people are blind to, okay? So I feel like one of the biggest themes of this pile that your kid will teach you has to do with seeing different perspectives or kind of enlightening you in a way. That's the biggest thing with the star energy, is shining light on things that other people overlook or just don't think is a big deal, okay? So one thing that could be really fun I'm seeing is like your kid getting you involved in their, activities at school where they're helping to like get involved or like raise money or like help out with people who are less fortunate or just within the community. I feel like that would be something that you guys would do together, is like, yeah, me and my kid help out at this charity organization, or on Sundays we go to this march or something like that, okay? I feel like your kid will kind of definitely convince you of like their own cause, okay? They will definitely recruit you, okay? As like a fellow supporter or believer of like whatever this is, okay? So let's get more into this. Let's take a look at some more oracle cards. Okay, so we have Soul Cage, rescue, escape from captivity and restriction, as well as falling in love. Okay, it says kissing the divine in another, in yourself. Oh, okay, so with Soul Cage, let's start out with this. I do get, again, the sense that your kid will help free you from restricting beliefs, of society or even from your family, Maybe you grew up in a really, like, cagey family where you weren't able to really learn about, or rather, maybe you weren't like encouraged to learn up on different like movements or like activism when you were growing up, but your kid will get you involved in this, okay? I'm just getting the feeling like your kid will help release you of past like restricting beliefs or ways of doing things, okay? They will recruit you, okay? And then with falling in love, if I can get the card, I feel like your kid will help you fall in love with yourself like all over again. I feel like your kid will awaken something in yourself that maybe you couldn't see before. Because again, with wisdom, your kid will help you remove your own blindfolds, okay? And notice things that maybe you paid little attention to or gave little importance to before you had them. But also with this, I think your kid and you will have a very loving relationship. I almost get that your kid will help like free you, but not just that, but like lift you up, okay? Your kid will help enlighten you and make you more knowledgeable, okay? I almost get the sense that your kid will grow one day to be smarter than you are. But yeah, that is a message that's coming through. Let's get some more oracle cards. So we have self-creation as well as do not be frustrated. Okay, so with self-creation, even if a lot of the things that your kid is involved in, like you don't approve or you are kind of skeptical of, at least just pretend to be supportive. I do feel like that is something that's very important to this kid, is just feeling like they have the support and the freedom to self-create and be whatever they want to be in life. I'm not saying that, like, I don't know. I mean, your kid might really be into activism or they could be really into anything, right? But no matter whatever it is, give them space to feel like they're in control and they're the ones who are shaping their own destiny, okay? That is really important to this kid. Also with do not be frustrated, let go and feel peaceful. I do, again, like feel that your kid will help you to let go of things that you've held on to for a really long time. So like past memories, beliefs, even pain. I do think that your kid will help free you of a lot of these restrictions or these things that tie you down, okay? Your kid might also be an earth angel. There is a lot of angelic kind of imagery here. Like we have wings here, wings there in that card. I don't know if you can see it. The star is a very like divine energy as well, associated with like divine inspiration, enlightenment. So again, like your kid is probably a light being or like an angel sent to this earth to help you and others ascend. All right. So yeah, no matter like the petty, whatever goes on between you and your kid, they will teach you to let go and just to not feel like frustrated, okay, at life. I do get that a lot of this relationship and this bonding that you guys will have has to do with things that you teach each other. The biggest theme in this relationship and in this pile is what your kid will teach you. So yeah, your kid will probably grow to be smarter than you or just more wise, okay? All right, so the last thing I will do for you guys is roll the astro dice to get any last minute info on what your kid or kids will be like. Okay, so we have Mars, Pisces, in 7th house. Okay. So with Mars, your kid will be very passionate, obviously, about certain things like activism, law, justice, saving the world, okay? And that's also the same thing with this energy of Pisces. Pisces is so selfless. It's that energy of unconditional love and wanting to free people, wanting to heal others. Your kid might also go into a profession where they are like a healer or like a doctor, perhaps. But they want to help people. Your kid is really selfless, or they will be really selfless in that way, where they just want to heal people, save the world, and help people like find peace and settle these Mars kind of like conflicts, okay? Your kid will want to do it all, basically. That's the thing. Also, with the seventh house, this is the house traditionally ruled by Libra. It's associated with relationships and our shadow self. So it's traits that we, or rather that others see in us, that we have a hard time recognizing in ourselves. So also, again, I think your kid will be like a mirror in that way. You will find traits in them that you didn't even realize that you had as well, okay? So by getting to know your kid and help them along their journey, they will also help you find yourself as well with Pisces. So yeah, these are the main things I am receiving for this reading, so I will leave it at that for now. I hope you guys liked it. I hope it made sense. If you did like it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day wherever you're at. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.